I just want to talk about Chris because Chris is late. He was late today, y'all. That was not me. That was Chris. Chris was
I'm sorry,
late.
everybody. No,
I'm drinking
I'm
my tea,
sorry.
Chris. What's going on, Chris?
I'm chilling like a villain. You know what? I need to drink tea because I lost my voice, and so I
Oh,
apologize if, as this goes on, I start to sound more and more like RFK Jr. You know,
okay.
but
Okay.
I should be drinking tea. I'm drinking water right now, but I have some
You need a little
peppermint
tea and
tea.
honey.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make myself some peppermint tea after we get off. I'm trying to stop running my mouth. That's the problem. I run my mouth too damn much.
But
So
you have so many great things to say. That's why we're here. We have so much to talk about.
lots.
Hey, HD Spivey, how are you? Good morning. I am like, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. Okay. I have not been following everything on the Diddy trial. I know that it's everything that people are talking about. There's probably a couple reasons why I'm not following it. First one being is I find it triggering. So I don't really like to read too much about it because I find that I feel triggered by some of the stuff that's happening. And
Mhm.
two, I feel like there's so many more important things in the world to talk about that I just don't want to give the news sites the clicks. So
Right.
I know because the headlines come through, I'm not missing much, but I'm going to be honest, I don't have all the details. I don't know every little nitty gritty thing. Um, and I told you this over and over. I'm never surprised when men in power are busted for doing some messed up stuff. So none of
No, it
this
should
is
be.
shocking. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna preface the conversation like we're gonna get into the Diddy stuff and I'm gonna talk about it, but I just want y'all to know I don't know all the details, so don't be jumping on me because I didn't know something happened. I'm like I don't care. Really, when it comes down to it, is I'm not checking for him like that. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, like as we talk about it, because it is. Although to me, I feel like there's more important news. It is important to discuss because we don't often see men in power get their comeuppance. So there's
Right.
that. Oh, we messing with the light.
Yeah. No, that's my bad. I'm sorry. No. Speaking to your point of that light just might go out. It's fine. I'm gonna let it go out. Uh, you can see
It's like no, we're not doing this today. You were
yeah.
late. That's why the
Yeah,
light is like not working.
that's what it is. No, in regards to you not following all of the trial, all of the ins and outs of the trial because it can be triggering. I think that's very valid. Because it's a trial, a lot of what is being discussed are things that were literally discussed a year ago. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't blame you for not wanting to hear about Cassie getting dragged through a hallway by her hair and beaten up again. Right?
Right.
Like,
I didn't watch the video. Like I don't watch those videos. I know a lot of people
mm,
do. I've never seen the R. Kelly videos. I've never seen the Cassie. I saw like a beginning clip and I was like, nope, I can't watch that. So
can
I don't
can I tell you my story about when because I've seen the R. Kelly video, right? Can I tell you about the circumstance? So real quick, um, so this was the days of LimeWire and Kazaa and all of the file sharing sites, right? So
right.
I go over my buddy's house and he's like, "Yo, I think I found the R. Kelly tape," and I was like, "Oh, like I don't believe you," because a lot of times back then, if people the people that are old like us, if you remember, you would click on a video. Sometimes it would have a title
It would
to
have
get
the
to the
title, but
title.
it would be something else.
It would be something completely different. So
Right.
that's not, so when he was going to show it to me, I thought either he didn't have it or it was going to be a joke or something like that. I did not think it was going to be R. Kelly actually raping a child.
Right.
And it was one of those things where I think it was, what's her name? Sparkle's niece, right?
Hmm.
I She was a child. Like I was like, hey, turn this off.
This
Because
is
it
the
was
thing.
one of
Well,
those things. It
I
was one of
didn't.
those things that it
Okay.
was like a physical reaction. It was like, this is wrong. We shouldn't, like, it
Right.
was one of those things I'm looking around like we shouldn't have
Like
this
we
up.
shouldn't be watching this. That was my thing. It's like y'all are watching the kid get raped. But let me just say how I knew R. Kelly was guilty. And this is going to sound real crazy, but at the time, I'm in my 20s. The information broke. and I'm hanging out. There was this girl that was like there was a lot of girls that used to hang out with my crew or whatever. She was so she was a girl of a friend or whatever. I didn't know her, but she, somehow she ended up in our crew and hanging out.
It happens. I get it.
Anyway, very pretty girl. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, stunning. Like, she would walk in a room and literally people would like jaw drop. She was that pretty. So, but she was just dumb as rocks. Like, I was like, every time I talked to her, I was like, "Ooh, thank God you're pretty, because Lord, like, this is the only thing." Like, seriously, that was my reaction to it. Very sweet, but just dumb. Like, just a level of stupidity that I was like, wow. Like when you held a conversation with her, you'd be like, oh. And we were the same age. So right. Even for me at that age, like, I'm like 22 and I'm like, woo, this is painful. Like, I would feel pain when she would talk. Anyway, the news broke and she was all upset about it. And I was like, that's interesting. And she was like, no, I know R. Kelly. Like, she was friends with R. Kelly.
Oh.
And she regularly talked to him, and she was defending him. And in my mind, this is literally what I thought. I was like, if he's talking to you, he's definitely screwing children, because you are about mentally the age of a child. Like, you are so stupid that now I believe everything that he's been accused. Like, I automatically, from that point forward, I was like, if he's talking to her, like, he's definitely messing with kids, because there's no way. Like I said, she was very pretty, but if you held a conversation with her as a mature adult, you'd be like, no, I can't do this. Like, it's not even like talking to a kid. She just wasn't bright. But yeah. I was like, yeah, he did it. Like, it was like, as soon as she said that she was friends with him, I was like, it's absolutely everything that they accused him of is true. I hadn't seen the video, but that was my confirmation. I was like, yeah, that maturity level was so low. I was like, he definitely talks to kids. He's definitely screwing kids. There's no way.
But just going back to bringing it back to the Diddy thing a little bit, it was and I know you said the reason I brought up the R. Kelly video in the first place was because you said that you hadn't watched the Cassie and Diddy hotel footage, and that's completely valid. But
yeah,
when I saw that footage, I felt the exact same way that I felt when I saw that R. Kelly footage. It's like, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
He did that shit. Like,
right.
You're not going to sit here and convince me otherwise. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, I really think, and I think because of, not to say that violence is, I mean, it's like, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but with R. Kelly, it involves children. So people are going to understandably not want to watch that, right? And want to actively avoid seeing it, which is rightfully so. But you're going to have way more people seeing a video like what happened with Cassie and Diddy, right? So you have, I think at least with R. Kelly, there was some plausible deniability amongst those who supported him, because they'd say, well, I'm not going to watch that video and I don't think it's him. So they could say they didn't see it or what have you. But the amount that Cassie footage is circulated on social media, so many people have seen it. And the amount of people who acknowledge that they've seen it and then still continue to say, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't leave. Why didn't she leave?
There's
she was running away. Like, she literally tried to leave. But
yeah, like, I think we got to throw some historical perspective.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry.
I think we got to throw some historical perspective on male violence against women. That it's so deeply embedded in the culture that most of us, and I am one of them, I am a victim of domestic violence. Like, I'm not the only one. Many of us are victims of domestic violence. It's happened to me. It's happened to friends I know. But I had to take a look at, as a mom, it's weird how when you become a parent, you see things that you never saw before culturally.
Absolutely.
And so I started, watching old movies and realizing the amount of times that women are hit or, physically assaulted by men in our movies and our television shows, and it was accepted. This culture of violence, of control against women, it's so deeply embedded that people know that women are being beaten and people know that women are being harmed, yet somehow it's still okay. And that's what we're dealing with, is that we are looking, these people who are defending Diddy, even though they saw him beat Cassie, like there's no denying that the video's there. It's him, it's her, he's beating her, he's kicking her, he's doing all this stuff. They know it, but they're like, oh, but it's okay, because culturally we've been trained to think it's okay for men to put their hands on women. And so it's very hard to unlearn that culture. Like, that is what we're fighting against. We're fighting against a culture of violence against women, violence against children. That's why everybody's okay with Shannon Sharp dating the 19-year-old, and everybody's okay with Diddy dating Cassie when she's 19, because it's culturally embedded. We are dealing with a culture. It's hard to change culture, and it's hard for people to, like, honestly look at the things that they've been brought up in and question them. Like, people have a hard time questioning how they were raised. So they've seen, I mean, I was born in the 70s. I have seen women physically assaulted since childhood. And it is only in my late 40s.
It used to be a trope in movies where a woman's hysterical and a guy just slaps her. Like, not even in like a me, but like a, hey, like, I gotta get control of this woman by hitting her in the fucking face.
But it happened in real life. I just want y'all to, you're like, it's just real life. So for me, unlearning all of that and seeing like the change, that's like, women are like standing up saying, hell no, we're not putting up with this anymore. And now these men are being held accountable. Now we're watching people online struggle with understanding why it's wrong. And the reason why they're struggling with understanding is it's culturally embedded. They're like, I was raised in this. I don't understand why you're upset. This is the way it is. Like, that's a very hard thing to fight against. So that's why you have so many women who are defending Diddy, which is just disgusting to me.
I think another reason that you see women defending Diddy as well is a trap that men in our community fall into as well. It's the same thing that happened with Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. We have this idea of, we have the, like, our people, like our bright shining stars, and there's almost an instinct amongst some in the Black community to just defend them no matter what, because it's like, this is our team, you know what I mean? And I understand that guttural feel, like that feeling internally. I understand it, you know what I mean? Because the Cosby Show meant a lot to me growing up.
Dude, I struggle. I struggle. But I was like, soon as the Cosby Show, as the Cosby news broke that he was a rapist, I was like, I believe it. Like, it wasn't even a question in my mind. I absolutely believed that he was a creepy old man. Like, I was like, I believe that. And even though it was like.
So no, I was gonna say, so I understand that instinct to kind of protect and defend our own, but there's that Boondocks episode where he's like, it's like, what happened to standards? Like, we have to have standards,
right?
And I don't want to stand shoulder to shoulder with a rapist just because he rapped on Pastor Cavassier. I'm good,
right? I think, for me, a person who likes music and film and just art in general, I have struggled with liking art and then not being able to like the artist. Like, there are people who accuse. I realize that people are complex. Like, I have to put it in a thing. Like, humans are complex, and every one of us, to somebody we're great, and to somebody we're an asshole. Like, none of us are immune from negative thoughts or feelings about us. We're not perfect. No one is perfect.
Keep talking. I'm just trying to fly in here. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't fly in here. I'm going to close the screen. Go ahead. Okay. Keep talking. Sorry.
But that said, I don't believe in defending rapists or abusers or child molesters. Like, that to me is like the line. Like,
right.
We're not perfect, but when you step over that line and you become an abusive, a person who harms women and children, then I'm like, I can't support you. Like, I get to the point where I'm like, I can't support who you are. I can't support your artwork. And that's really hard because, for me, like, I think the one I struggle with the most, and there's no absolute proof of it, is Michael Jackson. I was raised on Michael Jackson music. I was raised on the Jacksons.
I
And
I don't
and
want to
it's
get off on
hard
too
to
much.
beat, huh?
I
It's hard.
I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but I as someone who went to go see MJ the musical not even that long ago.
No, I've
Um
seen it. I've seen it. Look, I've seen it
okay.
too.
I've seen
But
Michael Jackson was my first concert. I saw
listen, I
Michael I
saw the
I
Jackson
went to the Brad
5 when
tour.
I was a little kid. I get it. I really get it. I, as an adult, had to go back and think about it because when I was a kid, my dad was like, "Oh, he touched little boys," and I was like, "Dad, please stop talking about Michael Jackson like that. That's hurting my feelings." I don't know. It's all alleged.
Here's the difference for me as a Michael Jackson fan, and I don't want anyone to think that this is
I still
just
listen to Michael Jackson music. I'm gonna
right.
just say
No,
that.
but I don't want anyone to think that I'm just being hypocritical in saying that I'm not going to support this person, but then I support Michael Jackson. The difference that I think it's a fundamental difference, and I'll tell you why. I'll try and be succinct so we don't get too off track.
Right.
But number one, in the case of Bill Cosby, for example, allegations aside, the he said she said parts aside, he admitted that he was drugging women with Quaaludes. That's a matter of public record. So
Right.
if you want to defend a guy that drugs women, be my guest. But that's not the rules I play by. R. Kelly, same thing. I saw the video. I saw him rape a child. I wish I didn't see it. I wish I
Yeah.
could take those images
I'm
out of
glad
my
I didn't
mind.
see
I
it.
saw it.
That's a horrible image, by the way. That's a nightmare.
Right. Diddy, right? Same thing. Cassie dragged her through the hallway. I don't care what else they say he did. I think he should be in jail for that, period. So,
Right.
So maybe he can get his lawyers to cover up other things or what have you. But I saw that shit and I can't get out of my mind. What Michael Jackson doesn't have is a smoking gun in that regard. And
Right. No, I agree.
he actually has a lot of pieces of evidence against that, right?
Right.
I personally met Emmanuel Lewis at a party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, he was super cool. This was like 20 years ago now, but he was super nice. I had a brief conversation with him about Michael Jackson. He said it was ridiculous. And this is a man that was sitting on his lap at award shows. Okay. He was like, he never said anything like that. Macaulay Culkin backs him up.
Right.
And
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like,
and most
it's just,
importantly, let me say,
but
most importantly,
I'm gonna do the one thing that sticks in my mind that bothers me.
Okay.
There was one case with a non-famous boy that the parents sued and he settled. And that, as a person who went to law school, bothers me because something about that, not to say every person that settles a case is guilty, but usually when you settle a case for a significant amount of money, there's something in the evidence that alludes to guilt. And it's not as a high level of evidence required for a civil case, but the fact that that's out there has that's the one thing that's it just keeps tapping on me as an adult. As a child, I didn't get it. As an adult, I'm like,
well, the one thing about
but I agree with you. There's no actual smoking gun, and so that's what makes me.
No, I'm actually glad that you said that because the legal perspective, that's actually very interesting. Just hearing that. Where I would give, and I'm not trying to argue with a lawyer because I know I'm going to lose.
I'm not saying that doesn't say he's guilty. But as a person who studied this, it alludes
more often than not. It
alludes to there's something, because if you have a solid, I can beat this and I got the money, and Michael Jackson had the money to beat anybody who's lying.
Yeah.
Right.
See, this is my only thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much money I was offered by a celebrity.
Right. If
somebody molested my son,
they're going to jail.
We're going to trial. We're going to trial.
Right.
The story. So to me, I can't imagine someone saying, "All right, well, Michael Jackson fingered my son in his butt, and I'm going to take $15 million to accept." I'm not taking that money.
I understand how you feel as a parent. You automatically want him to go to jail. But as a parent of a child that's dealing with trauma, sometimes subjecting the child to the trauma of the trial is worse, So I could see a parent settling too. Like I can see like not wanting to put your child through that. I get all of that. That's why I say for me, it's a conflict inside. I'm always battling with how much I like Michael Jackson music, but he's the artist that I still listen to. Now I'll give you another example of an artist that I really like their films, but I can't watch them anymore. And that's the old white guy. What is his name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I have to look it up.
What's one of the movies? I'll tell you as soon as I hear the title.
He did Blue Jasmine and the Barcelona one. Woody Allen. Woody Allen. Mm-hmm. So he's been doing movies since the 60s or 70s or something. Really great filmmaker. Really used to love his movies. Then he married his stepdaughter that he had groomed since she was a little girl when she was adopted. Mia Farrow adopted her and he groomed her, and they're still married. That one was so twisted that I can't watch his art anymore. Like I'm like, bro, you literally married the evidence, so I know, like we know you did it. You know what I mean? And it's like, as much as I love those movies, I can't watch them in good conscience because I'm like, dude, you, and I don't listen to R. Kelly music. That's out. You know, that's obviously out. Now I'm struggling because Diddy touched so many artist songs. Like every time my daughter's getting annoyed with me because every time an artist that Diddy produced or worked with or who he had on Bad Boy and he's in the background, like, yeah. Like I like my daughter is like, we'll be listening to a song and I'm like, dang, Diddy is a mess. And she's like, why are you bringing up Diddy? I'm like, because he made this song. Like, it's really difficult to now listen to the art of this person without internal conflict. I don't know if I'm the only person that deals with that, but I do have this internal conflict.
I think we all deal with it to a certain extent, but I think what's important to remember is that you have to be careful not to have a bit of a parasocial relationship with these, artists and creators and things. There's a Dead Prez song I love called Hip Hop, and there's a line where he's talking about just artists, and he says, he says they're just people with ideas. They're just like me and you, and the smoke and cameras disappear. And I'm sure you've met a few celebrities in your day, I've met a few, and I can tell you that a lot of these people they're just regular people for
absolutely,
for better or for worse. And just like when you go to your job and there's that creepy asshole guy and there's the super cool guy. That's what celebrities are. They're
this is the thing.
Super cool guy.
People are complex. People are complex, and I always think about it in that way that even I'm complex. Like my struggle is I'll listen to some artists and I'll watch their art and some I don't. Like it's weird how I can my internal conflict with whatever they did influences how I take in their art because I'm complex. Like we're all complex. We all, like I said, not all of us are good to everybody. Not all of us are bad to everybody. We all have people who like us and some people that don't like us, and that's just life. But it's like, how do we navigate this new landscape where, like I said, this is the first time these men are really being held accountable. Like this didn't happen before. Like men had a good run. Like they had a really good run. Okay. Like it was a good run. Like nobody was going to jail. They were out here raping and pillaging and getting away with it. And some of them were open and notorious for it. Like, I'm pretty sure that Diddy was open and notorious, at least from the rumors I heard, all the way up to this point. Like I have to say, in the 90s, I really wanted to go to the Hamptons white party. Like that was the thing that was the it thing in the 90s. And I lived in Boston at the time, and I was like, man, I need to get an invite. And let me just be honest, that was the type of invite I would get. But for some reason that wasn't coming through. And I was like, damn, what's wrong with my mojo? Like I ain't getting the invite. How I'm not invited? And now in hindsight, I'm like, man, that was a blessing. Like the universe was like, nah, that one party you don't need to go to. Like it's better that you don't go to. Because like I said, for me, it was like, How I'm not getting invited? I know some people like y'all can just I can be a +1 or +2. I don't have to be in the full thing for it. Like help me out. But yeah, like now we're getting like to see these dudes get punished, and that's just wow. Guess what? We got a guess. You ready?
Woo! I'm ready.
Come to the stage, Bourbon Boozy.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
It looks
Good
like
morning.
you working out.
I'm about to. You know, being a mom, being a work from home mom, every minute is like accounted for. So
Yes.
I just finished uploading a video. I came over here. At my apartment complex, we have this area where we could have conversation, whatever, office. And then I got a gym over there.
Nice.
And a pool over there.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you come out, Kai, you can come over here and just kind of see this area. That's what you could do. You could just connect with me and just come over here.
So I'm gonna text you. I already got like the itinerary is tight because you know I'm there for 48 hours.
Yeah.
And it's always tight. But I'm gonna text you. I know some of the schedule, and then I told my friend that I have to make sure I see you, and I make sure I see my nephew. So you're in there somewhere. We're gonna figure out where. But yeah, 2 weeks.
Try to put me in the morning. Try to put me in your morning.
Mornings. I already said that.
Oh,
we were
what was the video that you just uploaded about?
What did I just upload about?
Yeah.
So it's 3 different things, but kind of along the same vein. One was there's no gender war. It's a labor dispute. One is don't become a nurse in a purse or a hospice care wife, and how to spot the signs of a homosexual. So I'm out here trying to save lives.
I feel like I was one of the first bloggers to use the word homosexual. Like it's way back.
And that's the reason why I can't, like, I say a lot of words over and over because I tell people it's going to take a long time to deprogram women from all of the unpaid labor and needing to save men and all of that. So I just keep repeating stuff over and over because it's going to take a couple of generations to deprogram that and reprogram new words. So I don't know who created it. I just use it. But one of the words
I just know I used it years ago. It's been like 5-6 years. I think
one thing that I use is pests that want to nest and rest. It rhymes. It's catchy. They burrow. They attach. They suck all of your time, energy, and resources. I like to use that imagery because it makes sense to people.
Yeah. But we were deeply in conversation about the Diddy mess and how it is culturally like accepted the violence against women because it's in our culture. If you go watch old movies, women getting slapped and beat, and also it's culturally in our for men to date women that are much too young for them so they can control them. We were just going through all that, and I was just laughing at how like the universe kind of saved me because in the 90s I used to want to go to that Hamptons party, the Hamptons white party. I was like, damn, I'm trying to get an invite and I never got one, and I'm like, oh well, that I'm happy about it now because it was like I was telling Chris, it was exactly the type of stuff I would get invited to. And I was like, dang, my mojo not working. Like, what's going on? I ain't get an invite. And now I'm like, thank goodness I ain't get an invite because Lord, who knows what was going on at that mess? Like,
right. So one of the things, like some of the people, the way they are talking about Cassie, like it wasn't ex trafficking, it was just domestic violence. Like
It was
it's just.
just a little. That's
Yeah.
well. Case dismissed. Let that man go.
That's accepted. That's what I was just talking about.
No, you literally just said that, Kai. You literally
physically harming women is so accepted. I was telling Chris, like, I am a victim of domestic violence. My mom was a victim of domestic violence. I literally saw men harming women physically from childhood, and it was so accepted that, you know, for me, it took me to be completely grown and like going through therapy to realize, yo, this is some really messed up stuff. This is not okay. Nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. But again, so accepted, so normalized that it was just like you would just see it. Like, I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, I know I'm older than both of you, but being born in the
How old are you, Kai? How old are you?
I'm 48. I'll be 49 this year.
See, that's the thing. She's acting like she's Methuselah. Like I am a man in my 40s. You see the grays in my beard when I'm on camera.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to tell you that 70s thing. I'm y'all ain't in there. Y'all ain't in there.
Okay. That is true. I'm 44. I'll be 45 this year. I'll be 45 this year.
I know that y'all are like my sister's age. Like y'all are like, you know, baby sis. I got
because the way you keep talking, I'm like, are you in your 50s?
Like, tell you, I was big sis for real. Like, y'all are my siblings' age. Like, I have a younger brother and sister born in the 80 and then like 78. Like, you guys are there. Like, I was big sis. So
Chris, how old are you?
I just turned 42 this January.
Okay, so I'm your big sister too. So
man, all right, I'm the baby of the group. It's fine. I'm with it. It's no worries.
I am short though.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I'm taller.
You're gonna be like, why are you guys so tall? Like, what is this? But okay, so at that time, I'm not joking. Like, some of those movies when you see like the pimps on the street, I saw that as a kid. Like, it's
like
crazy.
In real life, like, yeah.
But in real life, it's like to see, like I said, violence against women so normalized at such a young age. It really had a deep impact on me. Like, I see these women talking and defending Diddy, and I know, and I guess my Gen Xers Gen X women get accused of being pygmies. And I know that it's because we literally were raised in this foolishness, and it was so normalized that it's very hard. Like I was telling Chris, it's very hard to question how you were raised. It's very hard to say something's wrong with this and to change your perspective. I'm a person that always kind of rebelled as a little kid. I was like, this don't make no sense. Like, I'm upset about it. And I don't even know why I'm upset, but it's wrong. Whereas a lot of people my age just accepted it. You know, I got cousins.
That's largely how I feel about the just casual homophobia that I grew up with in, you know, the late 80s, 90s.
Yeah, you know, the people my age super homophobic.
It was the type of thing where I'm not even talking about things like music or, you know, and you know, like lyrics and songs. I'm talking, you know, literally the priests at my Catholic prep school using the homophobic F word. You know what I mean? Like just throwing it around, like not even as if it's like not even using it as a slur, just letting like, oh, and then the F's do this, and then the F's do that, like just in class. Like I have to take notes.
Casual.
I'm in honors theology class, and I hear a priest say that word. I literally have to take notes to pass the class because I wanted to go to college.
Right. Like,
you know, when that movie with Terrence Howard came out talking about Whoop That Trick, and that was real big.
Grammy for it? Yeah, remember that?
Hard Out Here for a Pimp one, but she's talking about Whoop That Trick. Whoop that trick, nigga, whoop that trick.
That what was that movie?
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow. And then it's like everybody making a joke out of that. Everybody making a joke out of Tina Turner getting raped on scene on What's Love Got to Do with It. It's like, this is horrific. Like, and then all of the pimp appreciation stuff, the awards, and it's like, so this woman has to live and y'all glorifying this. But then you start to put it together that the pastors are pimps.
Yep.
They just pimping in different ways. They not making you, but some of them are. Women are still going out to work and giving him money. So it's all a pimp game where they are pimping women. They're pimping the people that are below them, because if you're black or what, it's all a pimp game in some kind of way.
Yep. All right.
So are all of us drinking water? I see
No,
everybody.
I got tea.
No.
Okay, so this segment is sponsored by hydration.
It's always sponsored by hydration. If I don't have tea, I have water. So we always have a little something here. All right.
Okay.
So we talked about Diddy.
Last show it was Cinco de Mayo, so I had an adult beverage, but
we had some adult beverages. I'm just hydrating today. I almost made a mimosa like before.
Hey, let's man.
Maybe next
should do a mimosa show. Don't threaten me with good time. I'm just saying.
Wait, okay, y'all. We gotta talk about it because we have been laughing and kicking. I know that we're all happy about the plantation burning down in Louisiana. I love the black joy that has gone across the beautiful. It just like when I saw my reaction when I saw that it was burnt. Well, the headline was like they had put the fire out, but it lit back up, and I was like, my ancestors, woo, they burning it to the ground. And I was like, I just love it. I was like, this gonna be a good day, y'all. Like, I just got up and I saw that morning. I was like, it's gonna be a good day. This is a good day. And then I went about my day. And then I started seeing the white people upset. I'm like, are you upset that we're happy? Like a plantation.
Well, here's the one question that I saw posed in a few different online forums. And the question was, there are sites from the Holocaust, where, concentration camps and, different sites like that are designated as historical places. Like there's not commerce, it's like, anything like that. And people are saying, why aren't plantations in the US treated the same way? And I saw that question, so I looked it up because I was like, I never thought about it, honestly. In my 42 years of life, I never thought about it. So some of them, so the thing is, some of them are. But
if you put it on the historical register, you actually have to apply for it. So
correct. Yeah, that you took the words right out of my mouth. So, but what I find interesting is that there's still a market for it. And because we live in capitalism, there's a market for something, somebody's going to take advantage. So there's going to be an owner and they're going to do plantation weddings and people are going to like it.
Well, let's just be honest. Let's just be really brutally honest. White people love a good old antebellum fantasy where they still own slaves
on top.
And they love this. They love this shit. Like they love the idea of dressing up in a white dress.
My master was a good master.
And they love that the slaves was happy. They was good slaves and they was treated so good. Master was such a good master. They love this fantasy.
My lighting is bad in here, but I'm pretty sure all three of us are light enough to get in the house. So let's just be good now.
Really?
I mean,
I can't deny that I probably could have.
No, Ty is 100%. She's getting in the house. 100%.
Brown.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
We're on the lighter side of brown. That's just me. I don't know.
You are. It's unfortunately, it's the paper bag test, right? Like that's what it used to be. Did y'all remember
right
that?
On the cusp of a paper bag, though, is what
right.
I. Right,
you had that was the test.
Gosh,
back
she might be right. We're on the line. You're in. You get.
No, I'm just tell you the way my personality set up. So I was labeled a difficult child. Y'all know what that means, right? Like as a girl, if you're difficult, that means you're questioning and not you're not strictly obedient. So maybe would have made it in the house, but I don't think I probably would have not made it past the age of 5 because the way my mouth was set up. every time I think about it, I was like, yeah, I wasn't. You don't break me easily. I'm not easily broken, even especially when I was little. My temperament. I've actually calmed down. Like that's the crazy part. Like having a child, and I've matured. I'm a lot calmer. But as a kid, I don't know if I would have made it. They would have been like, you gotta kill that little nigga, because that one's gonna cause trouble later if you keep letting her stick around.
If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes because they would have cut my foot off as soon as I started running. I'm making a fucking run for it. I'm telling you. Because the thing is, like, so this is true story. I went to a trivia night with my friend Melinda. Shout out to Melinda.
Hey, Melinda. Where is Melinda? She should be here. Somebody tag her.
I'll ask Melinda.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna tag her.
So anyway, Melinda Gallagher. So anyway, so we were doing trivia night. And our trivia name was Affirmative Blaction. Now we're doing real good. we're dominating, right? We're winning the whole way. I was like, we're gonna win the whole thing. But the problem was with the last question, they say, okay, you can either guess and lose all your points if you lose, or not guess, keep your points. So basically, we were in the lead, but we weren't far enough in the lead. If somebody guessed it and won and like doubled their points, we would have lost. So I said, hey, even if we don't know it, we gotta take a guess. We gotta go for it. We guessed the wrong thing. We lost, even though we were winning. We were winning by like 200 points or something, but we lost because we went for it. My point is, I'm a go for it guy. If I see a hole in the fence, I'm gonna be like, hey, Toby, come here.
Let's go.
Let's we could do this. We could do if I'm gonna lift you up, I'll post you up, and then you grab me. Come on, let's go.
So
we get our feet cut off.
Did y'all watch or do y'all watch The Handmaid's Tale?
No, I have a general idea about it, but I don't watch it.
Okay, so I don't
the recent
huh?
There's
the show, the series.
Okay. That's what I mean, because there was a movie back in the.
I'm talking about right now.
Okay, yeah.
So in the series, there's a group of women that work in the house to strategize, that are being subversive. You put on a smile. I mean, they do their job, but in the background, they're doing the things. Mm-hmm. I would be putting on a smile. And doing the things.
I'm not good at that. I've never been good at it. That's why I know I wouldn't make it. I am the listen, my daughter, she's tapping me on the shoulder because she this ain't it, Mom. Please calm down. I just ain't got it in me. I wish sometimes, but my face will be looking at you you are a dumbass and I can't do this and you can go to hell. It may not come out my mouth, but it's gonna come out of my face because people try me and I'm just looking at them it's not working for me. I don't have it.
If I play poker with you, I'll probably win, is what you're saying.
No, now poker's different. I'm good at poker.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm not good at bullshit. I don't deal with white bullshit very well. Did y'all see the story I posted about the white microaggression at my gym? I just don't. I don't do it well. I can't play nice.
Maybe if you stop trying to attract all of the alabaster males with your
I don't try to. I just literally am existing. And I be trying to get away from people. I pick isolated places so I'm alone. And people like to come into my space. And I said, I'm just not good. I'm just gonna say something to make you uncomfortable because men like to try to make women uncomfortable, and I'm definitely the woman that's gonna say something that's gonna make you uncomfortable. I don't do that well. I wish I could sometimes because I can see how it's a useful tool. I'm not good at it. I've never been able to do it, and I always think about it man, I could have taken that as an opportunity to really screw this person over in the long run, but I don't want to. I'm gonna tell you right to your face how I feel, and you just deal with it. So yeah, I wouldn't have made it. During slavery, they would have gotten rid of me quite young. I wouldn't have made it past the age of 5. I don't think so. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to escape. They would have been kill her now. She's a mess and she's gonna cause trouble for everybody. because I was the troublemaker. I would organize the kids. I organized in kindergarten the girls against the boys over a Super Bowl game. Like I was that kid. Like there's no way that they would have let me keep going. They were like, she gonna be out here with Harriet Tubman running up to the north and saving people. And I would shoot people in the face if they would act like, if they were like, oh, mess is good to us. Like, pow, like, let's keep going. We don't have time. We ain't got time.
So real quick, now that we have two women here, I wanted to revisit something that we touched on earlier, because I feel like, listen, I mean, spoiler alert, I have a penis. So a lot of times,
I mean, that's the second time, Chris, that you brought up that fact, and I'm gonna need you tonight. Like, we can stipulate that that's a fact, and we don't have to mention it ever again. We have stipulated.
Let me get a pencil and paper.
Record. Wait a minute, write it on the record. Chris has a penis, and then we don't have to say it no more. That's two.
We don't have to bring it up.
It's done. No, like, we got it.
So I just no, but see, now I'm laughing, and then I have to transition to like a really serious topic, and it's like, how do I even do? I'm all right. So we were discussing women leaving domestic violence situations, right? And how a lot of people online are like, why didn't Cassie leave? So I just wanted, I am gonna kind of, I mean, I might say something, but I kind of wanted you guys to talk about the dangers of women leaving and how, like, what that can be.
I have felt, and I've left a couple of, first of all, I want to state that domestic violence does not start off as domestic violence. The man that becomes the person that harms you in the beginning is the kindest, sweetest, the love bombingest. It's a completely different human being. You are fooled in the beginning. They are charming. They are sweet. They are kind, because they want you to become vulnerable to them. They want you to let your guard down. And so that's what happens. So when you see these women in these relationships, they're like, well, why would you date him? Well, he wasn't like that in the beginning. They never are like that in the beginning. What they do is they manipulate and they chip at your self-esteem. And then they isolate you from your support group or your support network, and they get you to a point where you're dependent on them, and your career is dependent on them, and your life is dependent on them. And so now you're trapped in this cycle of like, I am so dependent on this person that if I leave, it's going to take so much to get out of it. And then as you're facing this huge amount of like challenge to get out of it, they threaten you. This is why so many women who leave die, because these men are so unstable. I mean, I definitely have feared for my life and my child's life in my lifetime because of a man. I'm not making that up. I actually had real fear. I've gotten out of situations where I was terrified, that my child and me have been harmed. Like, this is not something that is unusual. I'm not unique. This is a story that has played out for multiple women across. I don't know any woman who hasn't at least been sexually assaulted, which is crazy. But every single woman I know has been sexually assaulted in some way. But then if you leave, you're in danger. So why don't women leave? Because it's too scary. Your life is in danger. So if a woman gets out of a domestic violence situation, she has overcome insurmountable odds. Like, there's so much that she had to overcome to get out and be safe afterwards, because we got headlines every day. Every single day of a woman being killed who left a relationship. It's every day. There's not a day that goes by that there's not a headline of a woman who was killed by her domestic partner because she left. That is literally what it is. It is dangerous to leave. And every time they're like, why did she leave? Because it's dangerous. Like, don't act like you're stupid. I feel like the thing that irritates me is like, y'all know these men are crazy. But men can call women crazy, and then all the news are like, yeah, she crazy. Women are like, this man is crazy and a danger to my life. I've been through this. I've tried to get like restraining orders, and they don't come through. They don't help. They don't help women. When women are pointing out a man is dangerous, we don't have any legal recourse. There's nobody to protect us. We literally have to protect ourselves. And so you know, I'm not trying to bring the room down, but this is real life. Like, women don't leave because it's unsafe to leave. It's not safe to stay either. Like, you're literally
and the thing is, people are acting dumb because, like, he has video. We know what social media can do. If he releases any of those videos,
y'all
like,
remember that on Twitter? He released her
what?
nudes. It was like
No.
on Twitter, I would say 2010, 11, somewhere in there.
I wasn't on Twitter heavy like that, but
okay, Cassie's nudes hit the internet somewhere early 2010, somewhere in there. I don't know when. I remember the pictures though. They got put on the internet. She was completely nude. And like, it was like, to me, it was like, I'm going to expose you and get you back in control. Because that's what they do.
And so people act like they're dumb because there's so many different ways to control women. And so when you have people like us that are saying, don't become dependent. If you become dependent, then they can control you. It's just like, oh, you just hate men. No, because we can see the back end when they're trying to escape, and you're saying, why didn't she just leave? Well, we already know that there are controls in place. And if there has been video taken, if you have separated them from their money, their friends, and all of that, then yeah, it's going to be harder. I've never been in, and the thing is, like, so many people, like you said, have been in these situations. I haven't, but I can still see, like, you can still see the repercussions. Like, why are we acting? I've been beat as a child with a belt, and I know I don't want to feel that feeling again. So I can't imagine being beat with a fist. And these people are just acting like, oh, no, she didn't just like it. She didn't just stay. She wasn't compliant. I don't understand why why they're acting obtuse and dumb.
You know what I also don't understand is how people don't understand power dynamics. Like, they just act like, I'm an adult. I have control over children. Right? Like, I know I can control a kid. Like, kid's gonna come in my house and run my house. That's a power dynamic. Right. So when I listen to people like, well, Cassie was an adult, she was 19. Okay, 19. I got a 17-year-old in my house. Like, I know that
I was just telling somebody this the other day. I already have a child, okay? And I don't need another one. Right. So what I'll say is, just in my life, if I'm dating someone, I have no problem, paying for dinner, taking out, doing all the chivalrous things. That's just what you do when you love somebody, you care about somebody, right? But I don't want, and this is the example I made when I was talking, I was like, I don't want Vanessa Bell from Coming to America. Like, whatever you want, my right. Like, I want somebody that if they decided one day that I'm an asshole, they have their own, you know what I mean? Like, and it goes back to that power dynamic, right? Because
let's just talk about Diddy's power dynamic with young people. We remember he had the TV show. They were all kids. He made them walk to get him cheesecake.
You beat me to
we
it.
Saw it. We saw him being abusive.
What I was gonna say, Kai, is that that's why I like to date women my own age.
Right. Because you can tell that you have power over,
like, in terms of, there's just an inherent power dynamic.
Right. And so for these people to sit here and act like a 36-year-old, nearly 40-year-old man doesn't have control over a just new adult, like, a legal adult, it's crazy to me. He sat there and made a bunch of, what was the show? Making the Band. He made the kids walk across the bridge. Yeah, to get some cheesecake. Let me tell you something. Even when I watched it, I was like, I would never do that. But not all young people have the fortitude to be like, nah, go fuck yourself. And like, like, not do it. Like, most of them, they wanted to be famous. They're like, well, Cassie wanted to be famous. Well, those kids wanted to be famous too. And they were disrespected and coerced on national television. And you're going to tell me that this woman wasn't coerced to do all the things that she was doing to keep her career to be famous, to be in this relationship. She's being coerced, and they act like they don't understand what coercion is or power dynamics.
Here's the thing. Men in my tax bracket, not Diddy's, which is a completely different one, I assure you, they do this, right? Like they exploit these things. Now, Diddy is on another level in terms of his ability to do so, and I'll give you an example of it. It's not funny, but I'll send you the video. I just saw this yesterday. They were paying people $20 an hour to wear free Diddy shirts, and you saw grown men doing it. You saw of every race, there were a bunch of people doing it. Now the thing is, that's the scale of power dynamic that Diddy's working on, where he can get people to literally just like work for 3 hours, just walk around for 3 hours wearing a t-shirt. Imagine the power that he has just being older, seeming wiser, but then on top of that, he's worth $500 million and he can blow up.
And then on top of that, he's pulling the strings on her career. Like, okay, so there are so many multiple ways that he has these power dynamics. But as we're talking about that, what pops into my head? These missionaries for Jesus that go to impoverished countries and say, you can have some food.
I'm here for it though. Let's talk.
It's Sunday. I'm going to blaspheme. If you're hungry, I have some food, but you need to say who's God, who's Jesus. Is Jesus your Lord and Savior? Yes. And then now you can eat. So it's like people understand coercion. You want to go to get you some heaven over there? You're going to suffer right here, right now, but you're going to do all of this work. You're going to volunteer. They understand coercion. They are coerced. They're being coerced right now to give up something or do something for someone that is a bigger power dynamic. And that's maybe why so many people are so docile, because religion has made people quite docile.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, religion props up this power structure of men are in charge and they can't be questioned. And like for me, okay, again, as the child that was labeled difficult, my religious family really did not like the questions I was asking at a very young age, because again, I was like, they were like, men are meant to be leaders, and I'm like, but why? Like, because God says so. But he's kind of dumb, and I don't understand why we got to listen to him, because he don't have any leadership skills. Like, it was like, this whole me questioning it caused me as a young person to be like, some is just like, instead of them answering my questions, and they couldn't because they've been indoctrinated in this foolishness. But instead of answering my questions in a way that was age appropriate and probably, like, I'm sure somebody could have come up with something to make it make sense, maybe not. They instead labeled me as a person, or as a kid, as a child who had the devil in her. That was the response. And I was like, I got the devil in me because I'm asking questions. I was in a Bible study, kids Bible study class, and this guy got so upset because he was the I don't know what they call youth pastor. I don't know what I got out early, y'all. I was out early, like 12 years old. I was out. They kicked me out. I'm done. But he's like, you ain't got nothing but the devil in you. Because I was like, I don't understand. Like, where's the passage that explains what you're telling me? Because I don't see it here. Like, they use this, and people are so indoctrinated to just believe in the power structure, not to question, not to say, well, that doesn't make sense because this person is not, like, because you know when people are stupid, like, we all know, like, you ain't got no leadership skills. Why are we listening to you? Like, you couldn't lead us out of a paper bag. Why do you automatically get the power? You get the power because you were born with, as Chris likes to say, a penis.
Hold on, you have to check your notes, because someone here does have a peen. So have you checked with the person? I have it on the notes right here.
Just for the record, I do.
Right, and I just don't feel like
his name is David Dinkins. Don't ask me why. That's it. I named my penis David Dinkins. That's all. Okay, enough about my penis today. Y'all brought it back up. Don't put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I feel like that's a violation. That is way too much freaking info about you, sir. I don't need. Listen.
I tell anybody who will listen.
I noticed that. I noticed that you tell a lot of things, and I think I've told you. I be seeing your posts, and I'm like, scroll.
It's just that I envision him as someone that can run a city.
I see your posts, and I just scroll. I don't acknowledge.
I'm surprised you haven't blocked me yet.
The stuff that you post, I'm just like, yeah, no.
I'm going right by it.
Nope. It's a nope. I step right over your post, like, nope. I just need you to know that not everything needs to be shared. Not everything. Yeah. Social media is not a diary.
This used to be a thing.
That social media is not a diary. Yeah. Diaries, they still sell those. They still sell diaries.
I can journal. I can keep a journal like Doug Funny from Nickelodeon, you know.
Just write it in the journal.
Keep it there. Don't need to and know. Then when I want to revisit it, I can open the journal and I can revisit it.
But yeah, that's 3, Chris. That's it. We're not doing this no more.
But that was my fault. That was my fault.
Right. I'm just saying, like I didn't.
That was my fault.
Don't encourage this. We must not encourage this behavior.
So
okay. So HD Spivey actually, she got the date on the news. It was 2009. I was like, I remember that.
Okay. Man, I mean, and that's a long time ago. You know what I mean? But
like, again, I knew. Like, I was like, I remembered that. I was like, he did it. He put her news on. I know he leaked those news. It felt like a leak.
I mean, his history of weird stuff goes back to J-Lo because now. Just correct me if I'm wrong in terms of my like gossip knowledge from the late 90s, early 2000s. Didn't she marry her backup dancer or something? And it was kind of because she was trying to get away from Diddy, or am I imagining that?
I don't remember. I do know she married a backup dancer.
Because there was
his name Chris.
There was the thing with Shine in the club and the shooting and stuff, and J-Lo was there. And then like right after that, she married the backup dancer, and then like Diddy was like doing all kinds of press.
She definitely.
Like, I miss J-Lo. I don't think I'm imagining it.
She had a team because she was famous. She was probably more famous than him. So she had a team that really did
at that point, absolutely
work overtime to distance. They distanced her from him very, very quickly. I remember like they were dating and it was a thing, and she wore the dress, the green dress. She was with Diddy with the green dress, and then the shooting, and I never really knew what the shooting was about. And then and after the shooting, it was like the cleanup team, the like crisis, intervention.
But her team was amazing though, and she hasn't talked about it at all. Like literally,
how much she hasn't come up in any of this that I've seen. Is it just me?
She did. They distanced. They went in. The cleanup team was like, wrap it up, get it out of there. They distanced her so quick from him, and rehabilitated her.
Maybe she saw this and she's like, this is too ratchet for me.
Nah, I don't know about that.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, if she was hanging out with him,
I don't know.
She was. What was she? A dancer on Living
Color.
In Living Color.
She was a fly girl.
She was a fly girl, and listen. They were hanging out. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like. She got some stuff going on in her world that's, wild too. So I'm like, maybe not.
So y'all, I told you, I have to do what is the church lady thing. I haven't been in church in so long. The church lady thing. I gotta go. Y'all know I was sick. I was sick for a couple of weeks. So I'm feeling better. Huh? I had a cough. The day that we were celebrating Cinco de Mayo, I was actually still kind of sick.
Not feeling well.
And so I hadn't worked out in about a week and a half. So I definitely need to get
Get
my
it in.
little
You got to
work
get it
in.
in. You got to make the time.
Get
You got to
it in.
make
And
the
happy
time.
belated Mother's Day, by the way. I didn't get to see
You
you. I was
too.
out, but
Oh
happy
man,
belated Mother's Day
I don't
to
even know if I
you.
wish y'all happy. I mean,
You know.
listen, happy Mother's Day to you both. Seriously.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy belated Mother's
All
Day.
right,
Bye, Chris. I
Bye.
will see y'all on social media land somewhere.
Or the next time you come on.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, like, let's see. Yeah, we might be on here next week, so you might pop in like you pop in. We appreciate your pop ins, by the way.
Right. I
Always
just be
fun,
like,
always
hit it and quit it, like wham
right.
bam. All right.
But like next week, maybe, and then when I'm in Vegas, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a live stream. So maybe we could do 9:00. Maybe that's what we do that Sunday morning. Should I pop over to your little spot and just live stream? I'm like, I'm at Bourbon Bougie's, yo.
You know what? I'm not gonna hang up yet. I'm gonna take you over to my pool.
Okay.
Go hang up.
Because I got to figure it out. I know I have plans. I got to be somewhere at 11 that morning, but I mean, not
Because
9 a.m.
yeah, because you come over and at 9 a.m. it's nice over here.
Yeah. So I got to figure that out because we could possibly do a live stream in Vegas.
You could. I'm not hating. I got my key fob. It'll be quiet. It's I'm opening that door like I got something. Like this is my house. It's not my house. I don't know how to turn. It is though, right?
Right.
Hold on. So we got all of these spaces.
How long have you been in Vegas and how you liking it? Because I know you all moved there from Michigan.
I haven't even been here a full year yet. It'll be a year in July. So it's now finally starting to warm up here.
Right. It's gonna be hot soon.
So I don't know how to turn my phone around. So
you just turn your body around.
Yeah, yeah. Do a twirl.
Twirl.
So, and it's still a reasonable. You see, we got shade in some places. Yeah. So we have space to chit chat. Y'all see how beautiful it looks right now?
Yeah,
it really is.
So I will coordinate with you over the next week or so to make sure.
Sounds good. We got to get together. I'll be here.
All right. Have a great workout. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
See, the thing is, nobody wants to come to New Jersey. So
my dad's family is from New Jersey. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I spent my summers as a kid. Every summer I would go to Atlantic City. My dad is, my dad is deceased, but my dad is from Atlantic City. So Jersey is part of me.
Okay.
Yes, I was in Jersey every year at Chickabone Beach in Atlantic City. And you know anything about Atlantic City, you know Chickabone Beach.
I am familiar with Atlantic City.
So Jersey is there. And do y'all still have like the full service gas stations, or did they do away with it?
Yes, of course we do.
It's like the best, dude. Like I love going. I used to drive from Boston to DC all the time because I'm from DC. Dad's from Jersey, lived in Boston, would take trips to DC, would drive back and forth. And I would always like to go to the gas station in Jersey because I ain't had to get out the car. Like you want to turnpike, you just pull in.
If it's raining,
and they just fill your gas tank. You like, and you just like, hey, fill it up, man. I'm just chilling.
Because right now I live in South Jersey, and Philadelphia is like 15-20 minutes across the bridge, is right there. So I'm in Philly all the time, just hanging out because it's fun. But I always make it a point to make sure I get all my gas in New Jersey. Because there's been so many times where I'm just going off of muscle memory. I'll be in Philly, and I'll be just sitting there like in front of the pump waiting for, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got it.
And the thing that's crazy is that you used to have like self-serve and full service everywhere, and then they did away with the full service everywhere but Jersey. And I just like, to me, it was like, oh man, I got to go get gas. Like I would like skip every
couple of years. So I vote in my local elections. I don't just vote every 4 years.
Yeah, because they've been trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, right. So, but like every now and then, a bill pops up, and it's like, hey, we want to get rid of the gas. And every single time, it's when I'm like, absolutely not. You got to be kidding me.
I miss that. Like I mean, like it's crazy that's like the thing. Like, okay, what do I like about New Jersey? The full service gas station.
It's the best part. I'm being so serious when I say this. I love New Jersey. I really do. And I've moved to different places in the state, but I really do love the state. If I were to ever relocate elsewhere, at one point I had a job offer where they wanted me to go out to Arizona, and I was like, they flew me out there, and I saw it. I wasn't a personal fan. But if I ever really decided to relocate somewhere, that would be the number one thing where I'd be
is
like,
there any other state that still has self-serve? I mean,
I think Oregon did at one point, but I don't know if they still do.
I think New Jersey is just the last.
I think New Jersey might be the last one, seriously, because I know at one point it was like 2 or 3, and I think
it was like 2 or 3, but I can't remember what the other ones were because I never went to them. I know they were in out west or whatever. But I just know that I like the full service gas station. I like my hoagies because White House subs will always be part of my upbringing. And then I don't know if you know about this because this is Atlantic City thing, but I still order Steele's fudge. Like I order and have it shipped.
Oh, I know Steele's fudge
because I had to. Yeah. Okay, so Steele's fudge is like a family tradition. Yeah, and so I'm not from Jersey, but I got some Jersey stuff going on.
You got some Jersey, okay. You got some Jersey connections. All right.
But I order Steele's fudge because my daughter's never been to Atlantic City, and she, my dad passed away, 4 years before she was born. So, in order to keep her kind of like within the tradition of my father's side of my family, I order Steele's fudge so that she can have a piece of my childhood. And now she asked for it, like, man, when you gonna order some fudge from Steele's fudge? Like, because it's the best fudge. There's no fudge better. Like, I've never had any fudge better than that. I'm sorry. Like, if y'all like fudge, this is a free commercial for Steele's fudge. Steele's fudge in Atlantic City.
Maybe we tag them and you get sponsorship.
Right. That's the best fudge. And I've lived all over the country. I've lived out of the country, and I've never had better fudge. And listen, like that's my thing. I love their fudge, and my daughter loves it. And so like once a year, I go ahead and order it, have it shipped out because they ship. So I appreciate that. But I got to make a trip to Jersey anyway. I just need to make a trip to the East Coast and go through all the old haunts. My grandfather has a plaque. Like I have historical marker that's my granddad's in Atlantic City.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
That's very crazy. But listen, anytime you come to Jersey, first beer is on me. I'll pick you up from the airport if you need it.
If I come to Jersey, like it's gonna be you, Melinda, and
man,
it's gonna be crazy. Like we gonna act.
We'll make it.
Like I haven't made a trek to the East Coast in a long time. I need to make one. So. Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
So where
is there anything else happened this week besides that plantation burning that just gave me all sorts of joy?
It really evened out a lot of the negative Diddy, talk and stuff. It was like we can all just take joy.
Like it was like, reading the post on the internet that day of the plantation burning down was like the day of the big boat fight with the chair, with the
chair. That's a very good analogy. No, that's exactly what it was like.
It felt like that. It was like I was on the phone like this is in the jokes.
The same team. Like
that's what it felt like. It was like I'm having a good day. Like we having a good time. And they so mad. They're like, what about the history? What you mean? You said no to history. You don't want to know about history.
You don't want history to be taught. And took the selfie. Did you see? There was some young ladies.
I love the selfie. I would have been there too. If
that was my favorite part.
I was like, and did you see her giving the offering? Did you see the woman in front pouring the offering? I love it. I love everything about this plantation burning down. I love the fact that this was one of the plantations that told everybody that it was a good master, and he made sure all the families, they brought the families together. Did you see that clip? I was like, look, this place burned down to the ground. Like the ancestors were like, nope, we burning it all the way down. I was so happy, and I will always be happy.
You want to hear something funny? And see, I'm not sitting here sucking my own dick. Oh, that's a penis reference. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to say that. Like that's just a phrase I use when I'm trying to like be humble. Like, but I didn't. Oh, no. All right, forget it.
I need a bell or something.
Something. All right, no.
I can hit the ding.
Let me rephrase. I'm not trying to
violation.
I'm not trying to be cocky or full of myself.
Ding.
Oh my God, cocky. No,
Ding.
I swear. Wait. No, that doesn't count.
Oh my God.
Hold on. My point is, before the plantation fire, and
right.
I'm gonna send you the post so you believe me. Like days before this happened, I had a thought, and I said, my whole thought was like, what if the Ghostbusters, right? Like, what if the Ghostbusters, because they bust ghosts for money, okay? So what if they got hired by someone at a plantation, and Winston, the Black Ghostbusters, is like, all right, Egon, no, we ain't doing it. Like, they have a right to be here. They have a right to haunt this place,
right?
That was so like I put up an image of like I talked about like plantations days before this happened, and then what happened? A plantation burned down. Might have magical powers.
Okay, so I don't know how true this is, but did you see the guy who used to be a guide at that plantation talking about it and how like ridiculous it was? And then he was like, he's like, the house is not haunted, but the grounds absolutely are. And I was like, whoa, like he was like dead serious. He was like, oh yeah, no, the grounds is messed up, bro. I was like, I believe you, because I don't know. I can tell you 2 places that I've been to that were affected by the slave trade that I don't mess with. When I lived in Boston, there's the historical site, Faneuil Hall. They've turned it into shopping, but they have tours there and all that. I don't mess with Faneuil Hall. Like, there's a whole vibe at Faneuil Hall that I'm like, yo.
When I went to go speak at Harvard, I did like a whole kind of like Boston, like I went to tour. Cheers, like you know what I mean? Like I did all this, and you're not lying about those vibes. I'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
The vibes at Faneuil Hall. That's not, I don't rock with it. Okay. Like I was like, oh, something's off. I'm not feeling it. And then I went to Savannah, Georgia, and I was at like the waterfront or something. And I was like, bruh, this ain't it, fam. Like whatever this vibe is, whatever's going on, I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. And then both of those are ports where slaves were brought in from the transatlantic slave trade. So this is where they first landed. So Faneuil Hall and the Savannah Harbor, whatever it's called, the vibes are off. So I can't imagine what it's like to be on a plantation. Like what's going on spiritually, whatever you want to call it.
Just like, just for anyone that's watching this that has more of and listen, I'm not discounting the spiritual sense of it at all, but for anyone that has a more of a secular view, I'll say, hey, even if you don't believe in ghosts and spirits, do you really want to be somewhere where this is what happened?
Right. And I don't understand the people that want to have weddings. You want to have weddings?
I don't get it. I listen, there's no aesthetic that would get me to deny the humanity of people. So if, like, let's just say, for example, I wanted to do, I don't know, let's say I'm really like in the Asian culture and I want to do like a Japanese samurai wedding. And then someone says to me, well, samurais actually like assaulted women and they weren't, I'm not saying samurais did. Maybe they did.
I know, but it's like having saying, like at Auschwitz. Like, do you want, there's no weddings at Auschwitz. Like,
right. And these white people, and it's white people, let's be real, but they know what
No,
they're doing.
that's what I said earlier. They like the thought of living in a time where they were at the top of the food chain and everyone catered to them. They like this fantasy. They really enjoy it. It's weird. Like, it's really weird. But they like, do you remember the pictures of the black guy that married the white guy? I mean, the white girl at the plantation? And then he was out there picking cotton.
And then and he was in, like, was it the one where he was dressed?
He was picking cotton.
Yeah, but I was just saying, but he had like the burlap kind of looking clothes. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, Negro.
Couldn't have been
what
me.
Is going on? But you know what? We always got those. Like I always like, I know, like my mom gets upset because the coon's coon. We always had those people. We're always going to have black people who will think that if they side on the side of white supremacy, that they're going to get like a little bit more than the rest of us. Like they're going to get a little extra scoop of something more than the rest of the black people. And so therefore we're going to coon out. Like every time I'm like, I don't even get mad because I'm like, they've always existed. Like these people, they've always been people who didn't want to fight. There have always been people who are like, oh, well, master's good to us, so we shouldn't do this. They've always existed. And every time people are like upset about it, I'm like, stop being upset. Like, leave them alone. They want to be there. They think that they're going to get something out of it. And they never do. They always end up getting screwed over. And just let them get screwed over because that's their path. Like, leave them where they are. Don't fight with them. Don't try to convince them that they need to change their mind. They don't want to change their mind. They really, really believe that the white man's ice is colder. Like that's what they want to believe. Let them believe it. Leave them alone. Because I like people like, you know, I mean, like I don't think about all the schools I've been to and all the white identified black people I've been around, and then you're like, you know, you get labeled as the you know, power to the people, you know. I definitely fell into the light-skinned person who was all pro-black in college times. Like I know that's a stereotype, but no, you know,
it's the same thing. So when I my freshman year of college, I went to we had a speaker, Ramona Africa. She was somebody that was there for the MOVE bombing, in Philly. I don't know if you're familiar with. So
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, like it was a great thing, but. To make a long story short, I had a Caucasian friend of mine that saw me leaving that event, and he's like, "Oh, so you're a black revolutionary now?"
Like, he's like, "I always have been. Where you been?"
Right, like it's like, but also like you didn't even have to say anything, but like you could have just said like, "Hey, you want to go get some food in the cafeteria?" Like you don't like what's the obsession with
you became a
minimizing.
Threat. Right. You became a threat by walking out of that event. Like, that's why. But because you've gone to primary white institutions, we both had this. So my favorite is you know the black people who don't hang with any black people, and they had that. Huh?
I know. And you kind of say like, what's happening with this person? I know.
No, my favorite part is how they get uncomfortable if you happen to be in the same room as them and they try to avoid you, like they don't see you there, like they don't want you to talk to them. Did you have that experience? Because I would never talk to them. I'm like, you ain't gotta worry, because I'm not gonna come and talk to you anyway. Don't even worry about it. But it always tickled me because they were like trying to, you know, they be trying to, you know, with their white friends and like not acknowledge you in the room and like turn away and like, I don't know that black person. And it's like, you don't have to worry because I don't care. Like
you know what's funny is it's funny that you say that because that same freshman year at Seton Hall University, there was a guy that I knew. Like it was funny because we never went to the same school because he went to public school and I went to private school. But I knew him just like from the neighborhood, you know.
Right.
And in the neighborhood, he like, I mean, the code switch was impeccable. Like, because in the neighborhood, he was, you know, what's going on?
It's a survival. It's a survival skill.
And he's doing that. And then I see him with, and I want to be super clear because anyone that's watching this is gonna be like, Chris needs to not act like he didn't have white friends in college. I had plenty of white friends in college, but I knew every black person on campus too. So,
right.
but the thing was,
norm, though.
I kind of try to embrace both black and white people, but black people are where my bread is buttered, if that makes sense. But but the thing is, this guy, he was doing exactly what you're describing. But in my mind, I'm like, all of your, like, when you go home, like, all of your friends are black. Like, everybody, like, I know where you live. Like, I know I've played Super Soakers with you on the street. Like, you.
I think what tickles me about those people, and you probably gonna laugh when I say this. This is really kind of like an observation. The black people at the PWIs who try to distance themselves from the rest of us, because we all know each other. It's a way that we support each other through this environment, because it's difficult to navigate this environment as one of the few. You got to navigate all sorts of things. But one observation that I have made over the years about that one that doesn't want to be with the rest of us, that tries to distance themselves from the rest of us, their hair is always fucked up. The dudes always have a bad haircut. and the women's hair is just fried. It's just fried. They never have good hair. Like, and I don't mean like texture. I mean their hair
never trimmed. It's
their hair is always bad. Like, the dude won't go to the black barber, so he went to like Supercuts, and it's all jacked. And the girl, she don't have no girlfriends that know how to help her. She don't have no products. Like, her hair is jacked. That is the one observation that I have made at going and being in these spaces where you have that one black person that doesn't want to be the rest of us. Their hair is always jacked, and I'm like, why is your hair jacked? Like, you got raised by black people. What's going on? Like, what is it? And it's like that's a telltale sign. Like, if you see that one person at the PWI with the jacked up hair, they don't mess with black people. Like, you can almost be like,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see a black man with that same bad perm, he's emo, he listens to My Chemical Romance, and you don't even want to interact with that guy because he doesn't want to interact with you. I'm just saying. I will
say there's some, but we would call them punks in my day, and not
listen. I listen to all kinds of music.
And they were cool.
Saying,
there was some black punks.
I'm saying it's not everybody. I'm saying the guys that make the decision to grow their hair out, and it's like shoulder length, and they
had that bad perm. You like, but it's like a sign. Like, I feel like the universe is like, let me just show you black people, the black people that don't want to be black. Like, let me just put this, like, they just put up, like, they have their hair is just jacked. I don't know what that is.
And again, that's not to say that there isn't a black goth scene, a black emo scene. We everywhere. We do everything.
Yeah, we everywhere.
Again, certain thing, it's that bad perm. That's what I'm talking about. It's bad hair. A bad hair on a black person is a sign. Like, if their hair ain't right, and ain't like, I know people are gonna talk. I don't know how y'all gonna take this, but honestly, in my experience, in spaces that are mostly white, when you run into that one black person that doesn't want, I mean, just look at Candace Owens' hair. Like, she's a perfect example. There you go.
They always have this really bad hair.
You know what the flip side of that coin is? It's white people with dreadlocks. If you're a Caucasian person, you have some damn dreadlocks, I don't take you seriously from rip. Like, I just don't take anything you say seriously. So it's those two. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I'm wondering if other races have it. It's like, if you see an Asian guy with an afro, throw him out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the whole thing.
I just know that black folks who are avoiding being black, who want to separate themselves from the rest of us, who want to be white identified, they just got bad hair. And that might be a stereotype. I might have made that up, but in my experience, I have come across so many, like I said, the dudes always have like a super cut where it's all butchered, and the women, their hair is always over processed. Like, they tried to straighten it, and it just looks like it just got damage everywhere, and they don't have edges. Like, that's just the thing. That's just the thing. And it tickles me every time. What's happening on your phone, Chris? I'm in your business.
Oh, man, listen, no.
He said,
important things, I promise you. But
yeah,
No,
He said
no,
important
I'm
things.
not. I'm not going to say anything on stream. I don't want anybody getting mad at me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No. It's not.
Let me start some rumors. It's like, girl, he said this on here.
Look at what he was doing. You hit that everyone tag in the group.
Yes, I did. I did hit the. I think did Melinda reply? Hold on, she did. She said she just woke up. She just woke up. She's still not here. Like we had to catch her next week because she's late.
That's the next time thing because I'm actually speaking
Yeah,
of whatever, I gotta run soon.
Yes, me too. I'm trying to wrap it up. So maybe next week we should see. We should see. You good for next week?
I think I'm good for next week. I should be.
Okay.
I should be.
I will pay
if anything comes up, I'll let you know. Next week, I'm gonna tell you.
And like,
I'm telling you what's going to happen.
I'm gonna make you feel bad before we leave. I'm gonna make you feel a little bad.
Okay.
Chris, we don't have an intro song. I'm just.
There's gonna be a song. Okay. So
it's been a month.
Wait, before we go, can I tell you what happened to me for real? Can I be serious for 2 seconds?
What happened, Chris? What happened?
So I was getting a health checkup, right? And I had, my cholesterol was good, like my good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and they were actually like praising me and stuff, but my blood pressure was super high.
Oh yeah, you did.
And while I was there, they were taking my blood pressure, and I actually almost passed out. And I had to take it seriously. So to make a long story short, I'm okay. I went, I did some follow-up tests, and but I'm gonna have to be on some medication.
Yeah, because
but don't think I was just sitting around. I just want to point out
it's stressful being black. Like black people are suffering from health issues because of the stress of racism. I'm gonna put that out there. Like we deal with it every day. And they're like, oh, it's the diet. It's not the diet. It's living in a racist society every single freaking day of our lives and dealing with this bullshit every single day.
You think you're mad at me for not doing the song, the theme. I'm sure Sarah is sick of my shit because she and I need to record like yesterday, record our show. But but it was the same thing. True, like so that same, like when that happened, we were supposed to record that day.
Oh damn.
And I'm sitting here like,
you had to take care of you. I get it. I'm just saying it's been a month though. I mean,
it has been a month. Like, I could have written it before.
I hear you because you know this past week was rough, but no excuses
in life. No, you got to play like a champion. So I'm
but I want you to take care of your health.
I'm gonna use the favorite phrase of the Red Pill Minister, and I'll say accountability. I'm taking accountability.
Yes.
Why don't these women take accountability?
I just want you to know that if it comes to a song or your health, I want you to choose your health because we don't need a song.
Fair. That's fair.
We don't need a song, but I'm still gonna be like, hey, we ain't got a song. If we come back next week and we ain't got a song, be like, bro, we ain't got no song. Like we still ain't got no song.
No. This is the thing. So I have the skeleton and the framework of the song in my head. I just have to sit down and actually get it done. Once I sit down and get it done, it's gonna be done. And the other thing is, and I'm being so serious about this, the next couple days I have to shut my mouth and not really talk because my voice has been cracking like I'm going through puberty, and I sound like RFK Jr. every now and then because sometimes my voice doesn't just voice, So,
all right, let me shout out.
I'm gonna have some tea. Actually, when we get off, I'm literally gonna make myself some tea. I'm gonna rest my voice, and I'm gonna knock this song out. You have my word.
Okay,
it's happening.
All right. Quick shout out to HD Spivey, Phoenix, Indigo, Sam A. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate you. And then do your socials, Chris, because you always got to go out on your socials.
Of course. I mean, if you want to see anything I do, you can check out Things You Don't See Every Day with Chris Taliaferro on Facebook. That's pretty much the main spot. But you can also check out that same handle, Things You Don't See Every Day with Chris Taliaferro on TikTok. I've got some Facebook stuff that I'm working on, but it's not ready yet. So basically, if you want me, those are the best 2 ways to get me. And drop me a line, send me something. I'm around.
Yeah. All right,
and then Anchor.fm/Things You Don't See podcast.
I gotta go on your podcast. When you gonna invite me?
Let's talk to Sarah. We have to do it like a 3-way thing. And
Okay.
no, I'm not talking about.
That sounds like really Diddy like, but I'm gonna go anyway. Sorry, that was very freak offish. I don't know.
She is a happily married woman, so
I know, but it's the subject matter we touched on today. And my brain's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Anyway, okay. I'm Kai Nicole on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Kai Fly Mommy on Instagram and Threads. And of course, make sure you hit the subscribe on this YouTube channel if you had fun today. We'll try to be back next week. We've been doing good. We only missed Mother's Day, so we're doing a good job.
And it was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day.
Everybody was busy.
Next Sunday, it is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard and 9 a.m. Pacific time. Send us messages if you want us to talk about something. We're accessible people. Leave a comment, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed. We got to get out of here. We got to go do real life stuff. Anyway, peace, guys.